I've limited myself to every Sunday night I'll go out.
Nice.
And I'll drink maybe a bottle of wine.
Nice. I like
but
that.
I don't do it like I used to anymore. So, and Drake finds this very shocking. You know, like he wants to put me in his category. He goes, "Dad, where's my dad? Oh, he's probably back in the backstage drinking somewhere." No, Drake, you can't put that on me anymore. I don't do that anymore.
You're a change man.
Okay, we'd like to welcome everybody to the Dope Podcast. And today, I want to introduce to somebody, John Terzian, my everything brother, nephew, who's affiliated with the H. Wood Group here in Los Angeles. Owners of several of our biggest night spots. Some of our finest restaurants here in Hollywood, Beverly Hills, Los Angeles.
Thank you, Pops. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the Dope Music Podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Great. Yeah.
Can I call you Pops?
Yes, you can call me Pops. I got a phone call last night from my boy. Yeah. Your brother.
My guy.
Yeah.
My number one
and
guy.
He was so excited. He called me and he goes, "Dad, yo, man, I got to do the podcast with you." He goes, "I really love the podcast." I said, "Great. I see you could have done it a long time ago." And I said, "I'm doing John Terzian tomorrow." He goes, "Really? No way." I said, Yeah, John's coming on the podcast.
I told him, I said, this is the most excited I've been.
Really? Yeah.
Got Pops' podcast.
Yeah, well.
I'm just trying to be the co-host. I got to prove
you can have that position, let me tell you. He was so excited, though. He was like.
I love it.
For those of you that don't know John Terzian, when I returned to California back in 2000, oh my God, I forget what year it was. But John welcomed me with open arms. The first thing that I did when I got back, John is owns a lot of night spots in LA, restaurants. John is the king of LA, actually, as far as restaurants and night spots go. But John was the one that, when I arrived here, he offered me a spot at the Nice Guy for my band to play at the Nice Guy. And that, for me, was one of the staying points for me, a staying point, because I wasn't sure if I was going to stay in LA again, because I lived here in 77. And then when I came back out again, John was you were friends with Drake then, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And John gave me a spot at the Nice Guy, and the band played there.
We're bringing that back, by the way.
Oh, are you?
Oh, with you.
Yeah, you told me you wanted me to do it, and
It's time.
Yeah, we hadn't talked about it, so let's do it. Let's definitely do it. That's where I started at, and that's what kept me in California, because, like I say, I wasn't sure if I was going to stay in LA or not, and due to the fact that you gave me that spot to play in for the band. That sealed the deal for me.
I love that. I didn't know that.
Yes.
That means a lot.
Yeah. I stayed just because I felt like I had landed somewhere. You know what I mean? Like I this is exciting for me. I mean, I was playing music everywhere all over the world.
Yeah.
And but for me to come back to LA and you put me in that spot, that made me feel secure enough to hang out again in LA. So thank you.
Appreciate it. It's also thanks to you. You know, we have a lot of great musicians and I'm big on that for live music, but what you brought to the table and what you bring to the table, I always say you have that true old school in a good way, bringing actual real soul and real like genuineness and the vibe that I think so many don't do anymore.
No, you don't hear it. No,
you bring a whole other element that very few bring to the table.
Right.
And so I think you combined with everyone you brought in, the other musicians, and just that overall energy, unmatched.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Now I want to get to the point. I want John to. It's so many wonderful, classy places that John owns in LA through the H Wood Group. Well, first of all, I wanted to ask you. I think I remember correctly. You told me once that you started as a lawyer.
Well, I went to law school.
You went to law school?
Yeah. I'm a failed lawyer. I didn't pass the bar.
Well, I mean,
twice.
Hey, yeah, you could defend me. You could defend me anytime. I mean, like, you're a classy guy.
I like that.
And I love you. I mean, I love you because you're so classy.
I like that. Appreciate
but,
it. I'm a failed lawyer and I'm a failed artist. And so I turned those.
Which way is an artist?
Well, I got into college on art. I was a fine artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know
that.
Yeah,
that's why I really, helped design and create all the brands and the actual vibe, because I think that's my way of still being an artist.
Wow. Well, I did not know that.
Yeah. And I went to law school because I really didn't know what I was going to do. I had started a promotion, like I was a promoter in a events and promotion company when I was at USC, and it grew really big. And I was a walk-on the USC football team. And
right.
And I was like, the natural thing is I'll do sports agent, and so I tried that and went to law school because of it. And I was like, I don't know what I was going to do. I was such an artist mind. It's good. My family's lawyers are like, it's good to get that. And that's really why I went. I was never going to be a lawyer, but it really did. To this day, I'm glad I did it, even though it was brutal going through it, especially the way my mind works. But I'm glad I did it because it really taught me a whole next level of reading, writing, thinking, and more importantly, speaking. I think that Socratic method that you're forced to do really changed me.
Right.
And when I got out, I really didn't know what I was going to do. And the one thing I love doing is people. To this day, I don't think I'm in the restaurant business. I don't think I'm in the nightclub business. I don't think I'm in the booze business or the food business. I'm in the people business.
Public relations.
I really do think that.
No. You're good at it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Very good at it. So, how's Keys doing?
Keys is great.
I came in a couple of times, but I don't go out as much as I used to because I was out there and drinking up all the wine each time I was out. So now I've limited myself to every Sunday night I'll go out.
Nice.
And I'll drink maybe a bottle of wine.
Nice. I like
but
that.
I don't do it like I used to anymore. So, and Drake finds this very shocking. He wants to put me in his category. He goes, "Dad, where's my dad? Oh, he's probably back in the backstage drinking somewhere." No, Drake, you can't put that on me anymore. I don't do that anymore.
You're a changed man.
I'm not feeling it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't like the feeling. Even if I have 2 glasses of wine on a weeknight or something, or anytime, except for when I go out on Sundays, I'm going to drink most of that bottle of wine if I'm not sharing it with somebody.
I got you.
But I don't like the feeling anymore that I get when I wake up from alcohol.
Yeah.
So I really cut it out. So, I feel much better. I feel more, not focused, because I feel like I've always been focused. I just, not feeling the alcohol anymore.
I understand.
Yeah. So, so how's everything going now? I mean, like, are you busy? I mean, like, I know that was a change, for everybody after COVID, but are your places, thriving? Or?
Yeah, I think the one thing I will say I don't think will ever go away in time is at the end of the day, people need human interactions.
Right.
And so experiential, concerts, live music.
Right.
You know, I hope in our lifetime, I don't think, you know, meeting someone for a drink or food or actual interaction is going to be replaced in that regard. I mean, maybe that you know, robots in 100 years or so, you know, the whole thing, but it is changing quite a bit. But for us, I think it's actually getting stronger now. You have to still, you got to be the best. It's saturated. There's a lot of competition, and I think that only makes it, while it's hard on me and other operators, it makes it better for the customer, for the consumer, because everyone has to keep upping their game. But yeah, you know, we're fortunate to have really great, loyal people, and we really try to be that way. Try to be like the modern day Cheers, where people kind of know each other, and you know, invariably there's going to be, you know, nights where they have issues or whatever, and as long as it's all in how it's handled, you know. And so I try to do that. What's hard on us is we're expanding all over the world. So it's keeping that same model wherever we are. So we're now in, you know, multiple states and multiple countries. Like it's a whole different game in that regard.
You doing something in Dubai? Or?
Yeah, we have the Nice Guy in Dubai.
Oh, you do already?
Mm-hmm. It's been there a year.
Wow, shit, I didn't.
But we're gonna be doing quite a bit more. We believe, you know, heavily in that region.
Really?
For hospitality, it's amazing.
Right. So I can borrow some money now.
There you go.
Hey, if you're all over there, I know you got money.
It's great there.
I wanted to ask you, when you decided to do keys.
Yep.
What kind of idea that you have when you open keys? Like what were your thoughts? Genre wise, music wise? Like,
so the whole premise, the core of keys, which is, because there's 3 levels of it. The core of it is to be really a true nightclub, like the way Las Vegas or Miami has, which LA really hadn't seen in a long time, where it's really based a lot. For us, it's always kind of like an open format, but a lot more dance music.
Right.
So in that regard, DJ wise, and that's like a home for that. And so we really try to focus on that. It doesn't mean we still have our guest performers and we still have open format in that regard, but it is supposed to be that. And then there's, you know, really kind of different vibe, like kind of a little bit more loungy upstairs. Yeah.
One of the places that I like best, which I find so much more like a show, is Delilah at the Winds. Like the stage is fantastic.
Yep.
You have fantastic entertainers. I mean, like I saw Justin Bieber perform there, and that was the first. I mean, I saw Justin every Tuesday night at the Nice Guy.
Yeah.
When he used to come by, remember when he used to come by and play piano every Tuesday? But when I went to the Delilah at the Wind, I saw Justin do a show, and I had never witnessed him do a show.
Yeah.
And it blew me away.
Yeah,
I mean, like the musicians that he has, and his performance. I mean, like that was so amazing to me, because it has a different atmosphere than the other places. The Delilah at the Wind, because it's more of a Las Vegas style show.
Yeah. Well, that was the whole point.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was to bring that old world back to, you know, Vegas. And it took a lot to convince them, because we were the first to have an outside deal at Wynn. Wynn historically had always had they had always owned their own F&B.
Right.
And they had it a certain way. And so when Steve Wynn departed, they, you know, the new regime, which was Matt Maddox and Craig Billings and these guys, they, you know, thank God, you know, I was fortunate enough to, you know, be able to bring really what I think that we do really well, which is this whole supper club vibe.
Right.
And I had that exactly what's there was the vision I had for Delilah, and thanks to Wynn, who've been pretty insane about it in a great way. They were amazing to do because we were the first that they did it with. We took an old banquet room and had to convert it into this. Half that room was outside. I'll never forget. They were like, "There's one thing that you can't do. It's touch the stairs." And the first thing we needed to do was blow up the stairs and make a cascading staircase, which is what we did. And shaped the room and shaped the performers and had dim lighting instead of bright lights like all of the Vegas places have, and really made it a show.
Right.
Yeah.
When Drake performed at the Wynn, and he did that show, and we were partially outside. The stage was
at Excess.
Oh, was that Access?
Yeah.
That wasn't part of Delilah.
No, that's Excess.
Oh, that's Access.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wish I owned Excess.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know it was outside, and when you mentioned that, it made me go back and think about that. But, yeah, I love the Delilah there. And, man, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. And I got a question for you. I always try to remember this. Who's the actor that you look like so much? I mean, like,
besides Brad Pitt?
No, not Brad.
I've got.
I can't call his name, but you remind me of him every time I see you. I know you got a little bit of. That's why I always not for that reason think you were a classy guy, but you've always been a classy guy. But there's an actor that you look so much alike, and I can't call his name.
Let's hope I like it.
Huh?
Let's hope I like it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, who have you been told?
I don't really ever get, I used to get told I look like the guy from American Pie, but that's a sad one for me.
No. This is a big actor.
Okay.
I know you have a little bit of Tony Curtis in you.
I like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
You do have a little bit of Tony Curtis, and I always thought of him when I saw you. And Robert, was it Robert Mitchum when he was young?
I don't know.
Yeah, you remember Robert Mitchum?
I know who it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, forget about that.
I like the old school though.
Yeah. So, what do you have working now? That's like what else you got working that's coming soon? I know you said a couple of things, but
I'm pretty so there's a couple things that we're pretty focused on. So one is expanding the current brands, which are our expansion is Delilah and Nice Guy in different cities. So we have Dallas opening. Delilah in Dallas, and then we have Delilah in New York opening soon.
Right.
And then we'll be having Nice Guy in Miami.
Oh wow! Yeah.
So we're definitely expanding there, and then as I said, we have a new concept that we're going to be opening in Los Angeles, and then it's really from there. It's it's a matter of kind of what hits first down the line. We have a handful of things in the works, and from hotel projects to but it varies on them.
Right. So Bird Street, jump to Bird Street. Bird Street is a private club, members only.
Members only, yeah.
Yeah. And are you looking for members or?
No.
No.
We're not.
Okay. All right. No, I'm just asking because I heard the membership dropped some, so I was thinking maybe I could afford it now. No.
Get that friends and family discount that doesn't happen. That doesn't exist.
No, I'm joking. I was gonna ask you. I think I've asked you this before. I want to do a classy Frank Sinatra type set. One night a week.
Yep.
But DJ, not with the band. I just want to do it by myself.
No singing even?
I you know what? I was thinking about putting my stems on my DJ
smart.
equipment and start singing yeah,
That'd
just
be
by
smart.
myself though. No musicians or anything like that. Just doing it by myself.
That'd be smart.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put all that together. I'm gonna put the package together.
Okay.
And then I'll show it to you, and we can go from there. So,
I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, I love that.
Yeah. So I think that would be wonderful for especially a place like the Nice Guy.
Yeah, we should do it. A Nice Guy.
Yeah. Because the crowd down there is a little bit more, I think, mature than.
Yeah, I think I that's where I want to be doing blues and stuff like that. That's the move.
Yeah.
Do a Sinatra little DJ set.
Yeah.
Sing over it. I'm telling you, it's a move.
Yeah.
People love it.
That's what I want to do. Yeah. So, John, tell me a little bit about the first place that you started. Like how the first place went that you started, and how you went from there to building up to having as many places as you do now.
Yeah, I mean, I always say in hospitality, probably in a lot of things, but in hospitality, there's really only two ways you get to be building out what you're doing. And you start with $1 billion, or you get enough attention to attract $1 billion. So
Right.
I was the latter, where I was like, I'm gonna have to build up. I'm gonna have to make a statement. I have to do something. And so the first place I ever had, which is not around, was a place that I raised friends and family money. I had it's funny, the vision and the concept that I built. I had my partner, Brian, who to this day is my partner. And we started then, which is technically 2006, raised friends and family money. I mean, I think we raised from like 100 people. It was like a public offering because, you're just going around. And the vision I had is technically what I ended up being able to do years and years later with Delilah. I'd always had this vision of doing some modern day version of a supper club. And so the first place I built, I took an old Burger King on the side of Hollywood and Highlands.
Oh.
And basically, I went really crazy on the detail and designs, shipping in Warhol windows from the factory and just really crazy stuff. And then, I had things like you had to recite a poem to get in the door. Things that were like maybe a little too different or too ahead of its time in some ways.
Right.
I also, so while we always had, I think to say we've been fortunate to always have great crowd, a great following. So we had that side, but we didn't have the operation side. I really didn't know what I was doing, and was almost too young and too green and in something that look, it was probably the lowest and worst time because we opened and essentially had to close a couple of years later. We got declared a public nuisance.
Wow.
I didn't know how to deal with neighbors or police. The police at the time were super corrupt. In that division, they would, arrest me and drive me around and drop me off in the middle of nowhere. And it was just really scary times. For a young person like me, didn't want to do anything wrong. I didn't want to get involved in anything wrong. And so I didn't exactly know, but I did always know to just, always stay above board in everything that I do. And so we did that. And unfortunately, we had to close. So lost a lot of money and had to move home with my parents and had to really decide, I'll never forget my parents asking me what I'm going to do. And I was shocked. I was like, what do you mean what I'm going to do? They thought I was going to go, I don't know, get a job somewhere, do whatever. I was like, this is the only thing I'm doing. I'm figuring this out, this life, what I wanted to build. And I was fortunate enough to convince a guy who had an old bar in Santa Monica. And I don't think it was doing well. He was and is very successful guy. This was like some side thing he had, and I convinced him, and thank God for him, because I convinced him to give us a space and give me a small budget. It was $100,000 on the dot to redo it. And I had this, idea to kind of have this kind of exact thing, this hybrid of like a Cheers bar and a little membership upstairs. And the purpose of the membership was people could have their own, it's almost like their own place.
Right,
they had a locker for their own liquor if they wanted. It was a whole thing. And that was Shore Bar. And that was that.
Oh, Shore Bar.
That to me was, I really credit with myself having the confidence to have our group do what we're doing today,
right?
Because we did it all ourselves. Didn't hire outside designers. We had to use what we had there. And there's a guy that designs with me and builds all the places, John Sofio, and the way he's with us now is he took a chance on us then. I said, look, if you do this place with us, design and build it, we're going to go on and do massive things, and you'll always be with us. We'll always use you. I've stayed true to my word. And that was, over 14 years ago, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And so we've now built, almost 100 places probably.
Right.
And not 14 years ago, a lot longer than that. 2000, yeah, about 2000, about 14 years ago. It was about that.
Right.
And so from there, started with nightclubs, Shore Bar, and then fortunately enough was able to get enough attention and had a track record, raised some money, and had this concept to do a nightclub with a good friend of mine, David Arquette. Mm-hmm. And he was coming off of another place he had, and he wanted to build this like full interactive experience, puppets, and make it more experiential that the town hadn't seen before.
Wow. And
I think Bootsy's really was revolutionary for the nightlife world. And I have to really credit that to, David and us, our combined efforts to make that all happen, because those two places, Shore Bar and Bootsy's, made, really started to have me give shape of what I wanted to do in life,
right? Which
was really have this overall hospitality portfolio. But it's just like anything, you get somewhere and then you want to do, something even more. And there's always people telling you no. And so my thing I noticed was a lot of my friends were and also some were just becoming massive celebrities in their own right. And they had to have places that were, more private, not exactly nightclubs. Also, my friends and crowd were getting a little older, and I was seeing that they wanted, a little different experience. And so I had really wanted to get into restaurants, and no one thinks that you can get into the restaurant business.
Right.
And so we had this idea to basically do our, version, which is, have, you couldn't get a reservation, no pictures, just have a really private place that was a restaurant and lounge. And that became Nice Guy. Mm-hmm. And that was the concept that we had. And so that got us into the restaurant world. Mm-hmm. And from there, we've just built out the whole overall H-Wood portfolio. And to this day, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to do better. I'm still trying to do innovate and be different. But
right.
We try to stay true to building places that our friends and their friends and friends of friends would love and be at 3, 4, 5 nights a week. That's a big difference for what we do than others,
Right. Like I am. I mean, like I was at your places at least 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was out there, like I was at Bootsy's one night, Poppy one night.
That's the key.
Nice Guy one night. And hey, it was the most exciting times for me. And the fact that I never ventured from H-Wood places because I always felt safe there.
There you go.
I felt really safe there. You couldn't pay me to go into another club.
Yeah.
Whether it be in Hollywood or South Central or wherever. I mean, like the only places that I ventured were H-Wood, and that's been for years.
I like that. This could be a good ad, by the way. This could be a good ad one day.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm still at H-Wood. when I go out for my Sunday night bottle of wine,
Delilah Jazz Night.
I go to Delilah Jazz Night, and that's as far as I go. I don't go out during the week like that anymore.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, the idea is that I have fortunately, and I appreciate that, but unfortunately, a lot of people feel that way, and we really try to have it be like that.
Right.
That's a key thing for us.
I was worried about you when you actually took over the name, the former name, One Oak.
Because, you mean the place?
Yeah, because
I don't have the name.
Well, I know. I mean, the name that it used to be, which was One Oak, and the problems that they had there was just I mean, like I saw some things in there, like. Yeah. But you took it and you changed it and you made it into something where I don't even think that the type of people with that mentality would even feel comfortable there.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah,
I hope not.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's a big credit to my overall team, my partners, and the team that run. You know, we have really good people that have the same. You're all gonna have different opinions and things, but underlying, morals and the underlying goals for the company and for the place is what's key.
Yeah. So Poppy is still open. Yeah,
it's great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So our two nightclubs currently are Poppy and Keys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's normally in nightclub world in LA, you really get 3 to 4 years. We've been very fortunate and blessed to be able to have Bootsy Bellows be, decade, and then and eventually it runs its course with the nightclubs. Poppy, we'll have to navigate that. It's now on 8 years.
Yeah.
So, the thing is I have to be thinking a year or two ahead of everything that we do. So as much as possible, live in the present. I'm talking about business wise, live in the present and operate to, top of your game, but fortunately now have a great team doing that. I have to focus really heavily on what our moves are, and what we're doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I haven't been to Poppy in quite a while.
Let's bring it back.
I frequent there when I was growing up, like every went to open on Friday, and
it's open Fridays. Yeah.
What other day?
It's open Saturdays too.
Oh, Friday and Saturday. Yeah. So I was there.
And Mondays.
Yeah.
That's right. My Mondays has been a legendary night.
Yeah? You're not doing a country and western night there on Wednesdays anymore?
No, that was amazing. But no, that was about a year ago, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. No. Shout out Buster.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, that was Buster, baby? Oh, Lord. This guy, I love him.
He invented country music and jazz music.
Yeah, I know.
Now he gets...
I think he got a little hot with me. I saw him when he had shaved his mustache and beard off. Oh, my Lord. I said, Buster, you look like a pedophile. No, it was a joke, though. That was a joke, but
oh, man.
He tried to come back on me, but he couldn't.
That's good.
But he's doing well. He's doing well with
fantastic.
The jazz nights and everything. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So, John, outside of the hospitality industry, what else are you doing? Like, you're doing things with different artists and different people. What else are you doing?
I think the biggest thing, there's two things outside. One is we have H1 Media. So I started H1 Media about 5 years ago.
Right.
The core business of it's a separate company, but Brian and I both are part, and Tony are partners in it, own it. But then we have a whole other team running it. But the core business is producing really documentaries and feature films, and TV we'll get into as well.
I did not know that.
Yes, we co-produced the Magic Johnson documentary. We're in the middle of co-producing the Basquiat documentary. We have a handful of pretty great feature films coming out. So it's really using our skill set of like living and breathing the culture and putting people together, putting those kind of pieces together to do some good projects. So that's been fun. Under that thing, I personally, but the team manages Zach Bia. So he's a homegrown guy. He's one of the only, I think he's the only person that I would do that for. I'm not, you know, I came from that DJ world. And so for him, he, you know, came up through Hwood, and over these last few years, has really catapulted in the music world. Both DJing, producing. He's got his label now, Field Trip.
Wow.
You know, signed Yeet, and so that's his big artist that he handles, and so that's been really fun, and it's very hand in hand everything that we do. There's a ton of synergy. And then on a personal level, I am partners in 888 Midas, which is the venture fund I have with Caleb Williams. Really, you know, close friend, family to me, and we started this venture fund together with a little tight group. It's got legendary hotelier Lou Wolf and Ross Walker, and us formed it over these last couple years, and now it's been really taken off. It's been fun. Really focused on finding really health and wellness things to invest in, some tech as well. So those are like the two other main things that I'm really big in. What's interesting is how much synergy there is with the hospitality world and what I do in those entertainment and sports. Right.
Yeah. I was amazed at how Zach Bia has blown up. I happened to go to New York, and I mean, like, I've seen Zach locally here in LA, and I happened to go to New York, and I could not believe the following this kid has. Like, these people went nuts over him. And it just blew me away. We were at some big hall in New York. And man, what a shock it was to me, because I didn't know it blown up like that. And then I was on the road with him with Drake when he was DJing for Drake. The opening for Drake, actually. And man, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's so much credit to Drake for that, you know, for the rise of Zach. A lot of people always give me the credit. But at the end of the day, I always say, Zach, it was only a matter of time. Like the kid is one of the smartest minds that I've seen in both music and talent. Right. And I am betting big on him, and a lot of my time is spent on him and his career, and boosting it and being around it and being supportive of it, because I think in a lot of ways he's kind of the future of music, especially on that like new wave executive producer side, because that is where he shines. Right. It's really impressive to see.
Right. Beautiful. Well, John, thank you for joining, man. Thank you so much for coming and joining me and hanging out with me on the Dope Music Podcast, man. I appreciate you. You know I love you.
I love you, Pops.
And I'll always be with you. I'll always be around you.
I love you, Pops.
Love
always,
you, baby.
Buddy.
All right.